What's going on YouTube? 65 Rider here, coming back to you with another first ride video. In today's video we're gonna ride this beautiful 2026 Harley-Davidson Street Glide CVO ST. Let's go, baby! So as you guys may know, this is a brand new bike for this year because they only had a Road Glide CVO ST, and this year they decided to come out with this beautiful one, the Street Glide CVO ST. Let's give it a first start. Beautiful. I love this screen, bro. It's like you're in a freaking Audi. And then you got this little compartment. They also changed up the bars. These, oh my god, these are actually nice. They put you in a very nice neutral position over here. This bike, as it is with this color, is priced at $44,999. This bike weighs about 816 pounds. Pretty light for a bagger. Bro, I like it a lot. Oh my god. It feels lighter than the Road Glide somehow. You can fit your phone in here. You got a USB connector, USB-C port. This beautiful screen. You got an adjustable vent over here. No adjustable windshield. You got your radio and speakers. I like it. I really like it a lot. I somehow like it better than the Road Glide. I don't know why. I feel like closer to everything. I don't know, but these bars really make a huge difference, you guys, compared to the older Street Glides and even the 24 plus Street Glides. These bars are really nice. So as always, we're gonna start it off in road mode, and we're gonna jump on street mode, road mode, sport mode, track, and then track plus. It feels like such an easy bike to ride, you guys. I like it a lot, bro. The older Street Glide, I don't know if you guys saw my video from last year, but the older one, whenever I turned the bars, it used to hit my knees because of how high up the foot pegs are. But these bars put me in a perfect position, honestly. Maybe it would be good to push them out maybe less than an inch, and otherwise it would be like in a perfect position. Oh, I like it so far, man. That's a cool ass bike, I'm not gonna lie. I guess the Street Glide is making a comeback, yo. Oh man, okay, starting from the top, as you guys know, with Harleys, or maybe you didn't know, but with Harleys, they're a little different than all your other bikes out there, whereas the turn signals are actually on either side of the controls. For example, your left turn signal is on the left side, your right turn signal is on the right side, whereas other motorcycles are usually all on one side and you get to control it with your thumb. So on the left side, you got your left hand turn signal, you got your menu button over here that basically allows you to control everything on the bike. You don't actually have to touch anything here, even though this is a touch screen, but you technically don't have to touch anything. You got your back button, your little toggles to control everything. You got your cruise control. Yes, this bike has cruise control, which is beautiful. And then you got your traction control settings, and then your trip settings over here, where you can see your tire pressure monitoring system, your compass, some GPS and music data as well. Additionally, you got your high beams here, and then your horn. On the right side, you got your music control button, so you can up the volume or turn it down. You can switch the radio channels, switch the music over here. You can also connect this to your headset if you have one, like a Cardo or something like that, to be able to make calls using the call button over here and give it commands, basically. Then you got your emergency hazard lights. You got your on-off button. This bike does use a key fob, so there's no key that goes anywhere. And then finally, the most important button of all, your mode button. What a cool, fun ride, you guys. It's a bagger, so it does come with 2 saddlebags on each side of the bike. They're a little bit smaller in depth from the older ones, but they are a little bit wider, so you can still fit a bunch of stuff in there. All right, let's change modes to sport mode now. Heck yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Look at that, bro. It's crazy. The freaking torque on this thing. And the color, I love this color, man. What is the color called? Electric Coast Inferno Gray. Electric Coast Inferno Gray. It's so beautiful, man. I like it. Come on, let's hit it. Let's hit it, my dude. What a comfortable bike, you guys. I'm Team Road Glide, but with this bike, I might have to switch to Team Street Glide. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have any issues on the bar, on the bars in relations to how the fairing is fork mounted. No issues there whatsoever. I mean, it still feels nimble as ever. It actually feels more nimble than the Road Glide somehow. And it feels like I am one with the bike. I still would require like an extended seat just because of my height and my size. I am 6'5", about 270 pounds, so an extended seat would definitely help for sure. But honestly, like, I am not uncomfortable, if that makes sense to you guys. I love it. I love it so far. I'm a big fan right now of this bike. You get alright wind protection, but there's no really like there's no windshield on this. It's like this tiny little thing. Come on, let's take it hard, bro. Oh, you got some gravel. Freaking gravel. Alright, let's hit it. Come on, pass the truck, please. Alright, time to switch modes. Let's do track mode. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what the horsepower is. I'm gonna throw it up here, or the torque numbers. But like all Harleys, I mean, the 121 is beautiful. I mean, if you put just a cam on it, and that's it. That is it. All you need is a cam, and you will be golden. Well, an exhaust and a cam, so it can sound better. But honestly, these Screaming Eagle exhaust doesn't sound too bad. It's not ear piercing, which is something, as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate a little bit more. I like it a lot, bro. I didn't think I'd like this as much as I do. I really did not think I'd like the Street Glide as much as I like the Road Glide. Oh, so good, man. It's so good. This is definitely, in terms of like smile factor, it's definitely putting a lot of smile on my face. One thing I do notice compared to the Road Glide, because on the Road Glide you have that monster fairing and you got the little wind deflectors here. One thing I notice is I do get a lot of wind from the side coming from underneath and hitting me. So I wonder if these would help. Okay, yeah, the little wind deflectors here do help a little to kind of alleviate that wind that's coming up. But yeah, most of the wind that I'm getting is coming from the sides rather than from the top. Hell yeah, my dude. I like this, bro. I can F with this for sure. We're about to get to a really high stretch of road here in a little bit, and then we can rip it. Well, this is a nice area to do a video, maybe. I wonder how the wind noise is coming onto the microphone. It's probably a lot, because I do feel like I'm getting a lot of wind. Let me open my visor and see how much wind I'm actually getting. It's not bad. It's like clean wind that's hitting me, so it's not bad at all. Let's see if I can do track plus. He said to hold it down. Let's see for how long I have to hold this shit down. Ah, it's sport plus, not track plus. Interesting. Me likey a lot. It's so nimble. It's so nimble. I like it a lot. The seat feels a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. Time to hit it, boys. Get ready for it. It's like, what I like about it is that it's like super clean power, if that makes sense. Here, let's hit it. I'm sorry, I'm not talking a lot, but I'm actually enjoying the bike. Like, the ride is pretty enjoyable. Put some nice highway pegs on this, and then you're golden, man. I like it a lot. So now this kind of begs the question of, like, whenever I decide to go back and buy a bagger again, do I get a Street Glide or do I get a Road Glide? Or do I completely change and go buy an Indian? I don't know. We shall see, my friend. Brakes are pretty good. Not squishy. Just perfect amount of pressure. It's just a good bike, you know? Just a good bike. You got this massive air intake over here. I mean, it doesn't really interfere with my leg unless I'm trying to go and put my leg on the highway pegs if I ever get some, but I don't feel like it's interfering with my legs at all. It's a pretty hot day in South Florida today. It's like almost 90 degrees right now, and honestly, I'm not feeling any heat coming from the bike. You know, with these new 121s, they do have liquid cooled heads, so they do run significantly cooler than the older bikes. I don't know, I'm just enjoying it, honestly. I like the position of where my arms are at. I like how stable it is. I like the wind that's hitting me where it's not actually causing any buffeting on my helmet. I don't like the seating position because I'm way too close to the tank. You'll see over here there's barely any space, so I need to be pushed back just a little bit. But otherwise, I do like it. It's a cool bike. For those that have ridden both the Road Glide and the Street Glide CVO ST, what do you guys think? Which one did you prefer? Like I said at the start of the video, this is a brand new model for this year. They never had a Street Glide CVO ST before, and I'm glad they actually came out with it because I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm a Road Glide guy through and through, but this is actually not bad. Like, I'm actually enjoying this ride. I can tell you, last year I tried the regular Street Glide, just the regular 117 Street Glide, and I did not enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying this one. One main reason was the handlebar, because every time I turned left and right, or right with the old style handlebar, it used to hit my knees. I don't have that issue with this bike because you'll see the handlebars are, oh, this is cool. This is cool. The controls are illuminated. Oh, I love that. I know, like, I wanted that on my Pan America, but apparently they have it in Europe, but they don't have it in the States, which is ridiculous. You have to actually go and buy the whole control module to have it illuminated, which would be nice to have at night, especially from a premium motorcycle, you know? It's definitely got some power, bro, and it's very flicky, which I like. It's not so heavy to turn in, you know. I don't know, this might turn me to the Street Glide side, you guys. That's a guy who's 6'5". I can absolutely 100% flat foot this bike. The seat height is 27.5 inches. I mean, compared to my MT10, which is 34 inches, it's got 10 inches higher than this bike, you guys. It does have linked brakes, so if you hit the front brakes, the rear brakes, I think, have a percentage as well. One cool feature it has about this bike is the hill hold assist. You'll see here it turned on. All you gotta do is squeeze that lever, and then look at this, you can't move it front and back. It just stays in place, which I love that feature. That way if you're like on a hill or something, you can put it on neutral and it wouldn't be an issue, you know? You won't be like going backwards or anything. You don't have to use your strength to kind of hold the bike up. And to disengage it, you just go. That's it. Oh, that's crazy. No heated grips on this. Come on, man. You're paying $45,000 for a bike and no heated grips? That is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, that's definitely a deduction point right there. $45,000, no heated grips. What the F? I do love the illuminated controls though. Anyway, you guys, we're turning back. I've enjoyed this bike. That was the whole spiel over here. You guys let me know what you think. If you've ridden both the Road Glide and the Street Glide, what do you guys prefer? What do you think is better? And tell me why at the comments below. For once, I'm actually leaning towards Street Glide, which is something totally unusual for me, you guys. I've always been a Road Glide fanboy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more reviews, more moto vlogs, and more rides. And I hope to see you all on the next one. See ya, homies.